won a round of Fortnite this morning.
Just one?
Just one.
I went the first one?
It was.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I went out undefeated.
Usually I'm just going to play one and see.
Yeah.
It's like winning on one roulette spin when you go to the casino. You're just, all right, I'm done.
Well, the second I won, I was like, well, that's... Obviously, I'm gonna have my win today.
That's the best stopping point.
I'm gonna take that. Yeah, because if I lose my next one, I'm just gonna be mad.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna cause like 3 or 4 more games to happen.
Yeah. And then it's a slippery slope, and then the next thing you know, it's 1 p.m.
Yeah. And you're like knocking at the door, and I'm still here doing this.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't know, and it's the same for me. I don't know if it's the same for you, but the ones that I win the most often are the first ones I play.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, dang. Well, let's keep this groove train running, and then you just get your ass handed to you.
Either because you're overconfident or you let your guard down. I don't know which.
And it's a game for like 10-year-olds too.
Also that,
so, maybe I mean, like I'm 32. I should be really good at it. You think I'd be winning every game, but it's very rare I find myself having
winning a solo.
Yeah,
it usually comes by surprise.
It does.
I don't much look at the numbers, like the people left alive. So very often, if I do win, it's like, oh, that was the last one? I've just been hiding in a bush for 10 minutes.
That's a solid strategy.
Dude, it's amazing.
There's a lot of bushes. You can't... Sometimes I get in a car, though, and I aim for bushes.
That's the only time I support edging. Stay at the edge of the circle the whole time and slowly move your way in.
You hear that? Jay's an edger.
Yeah,
he's full on supporting edging.
I'll edge all day.
He's straight edging, baby.
It makes the release more exciting,
if at all. I mean, sometimes you just edge. Sometimes you just want to hang your feet off the edge of the cliff. You don't need to jump in. You know, it's just you just get that thrill from being there.
Yeah,
it's like you put a gun in your face and you're like, ah.
It's Kurt Cobain on those train tracks.
Oh boy, R.I.P. Kurt. R.I.P. Hey, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club. Hey, how's it going? It's a podcast. You're listening to it.
Right online somewhere.
There we go. Thank
Computer,
God.
phone.
I thought this was going to be all me, the whole thing.
No, just most.
Yeah. It's really early in the morning. So, you know.
It's early in the morning?
We got to get the giggles out.
It's fucking 1:15.
Oh, my God. All right, well, what? Yeah, it is. You're not wrong. All right. I've had a long one this morning.
Yeah.
Fortnite wins. Starbucks.
Dude, you had a full plate.
I did.
Especially, and, it's not going to matter in a day and a half, but the weather right now.
It's frightful.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
And it has been for 2 straight days. I don't know why it's got to snow in April.
We're more than halfway through April, too.
Yeah, it feels like a big middle finger to people who like to skateboard.
It really does. I saw my skateboard today. I'm like, oh, that'd be real fun to like zip down to Starbucks. But
nah.
I guess I'll use my feet like a sucker.
Yeah. The slowest form of transportation aside from crawling.
Yeah, you know what? Even like pencil rolling, you get going pretty fast. You start that curve, like that natural pencil curve. You ever rolled down a hill like a child?
Oh. I was like, what the fuck is pencil rolling?
That's where you like throw your hands out all the way and your feet out.
Okay.
And then
it's got to be. You can't do that uphill though. That's so much effort.
Oh yeah. No, you would die. You would use every muscle then explode.
Yeah.
But when you like roll and you get that natural like you start like do a weird curve.
So eventually you're straight up and down with the hill.
Yeah. What's that about?
I don't know. One half of you is heavier than the other half. You choose which.
Huh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Anyway, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club, where we put our fingers into plot holes.
Oh yeah, we do.
That's what we do.
Fuck, do we ever this week?
Yeah. We got a couple. There's some plot holes. There's some fingers.
Yeah.
There's some Matthew Lillard in there too, which was a nice.
There sure is. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo right there.
Yeah. Before we get into anything, thanks to Andrew for that song you heard at the beginning, that little creepy jangle. Mm-hmm. Thanks for doing that. Links in the
killed it with the
show notes.
Jangle.
I'm in the squeakiest chair in the world.
Exactly. So last week I was self-conscious about it because it was I had the rod out that lets you go back further, and it was squeaking like way louder.
Yeah. No. I'm in the loud chair. I'm just gonna stay leaned back. I'm just inclined to recline the whole time.
You're inclined to recline.
So thanks, Andrew. Also, go check out darkroastcult.com. That's the website. There's coffee. There's enamel pins. Eventually, there'll be shirts. That's the next. Eventually, we'll see. But hey,
The nebulous deadline.
let's pretend like
up
we're drinking the coffee right now. Let's just.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I take mine iced.
Yeah, me too. That dark roast coffee that I definitely brewed earlier today.
Yeah, that's not from a different store whatsoever.
Oh yeah, it's good sweet cream. It's also homemade sweet cream.
You homemake it. So you got like a butter churn downstairs that you just never showed me.
Yeah, well, that's like
You're living in the pilgrim years in like one room in your house.
No, I'm just really into butter.
Oh, you just love butter.
Yeah, I'm. You know how people are like really into stuff, but butter's my thing. I'm a butter aficionado.
Yeah, some people get into like really eclectic Italian cheeses.
I'm into
Sticking with the dairy theme, but it's butter.
Yeah, much worse for you.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm a connoisseur of of that dangerous lifestyle.
What kind of
Eating too much butter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Do you dip your toes into margarine ever?
Only when I want to feel something.
Little I can't believe it's not, just to switch it up.
I can always believe.
Yeah.
So this week we watched 13 Ghosts.
We sure did.
We watched 13 Ghosts. The first remake, I think, we've done, maybe?
Remake?
Yeah, did you not know?
From like a 1960 movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could remember all the movies we've done up to this point. I want to say that there was another remake in there somewhere, though.
Maybe. At least there's been, Cabin Fever had a remake.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then I guess we haven't done Evil Dead yet.
No.
Okay.
But so far, I think that's the first one we've done.
Okay. I brought the not the same book that I usually bring, so I can't like leaf through it and figure out.
And I'm too lazy, and to be honest, me flipping through these pages, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of leafing, and I don't want people to hear that.
Case in point, how many pages of notes did you write for this movie?
I got 7.
Yeah.
I got 7 pages.
I think this is the first one that you've beaten me on number of pages written.
Perhaps.
Because I only got 3, but I also didn't write down like ghost backstories 13 times.
Oh yeah, I had to do that because some of them are interesting and some of them are not so much.
No, some of them just make sense.
Yeah.
Some of them are just, oh, you did a bad thing, that's what happens to you now.
And some of them are Tony Shalhoub.
I don't know what that is.
Monk.
Oh yeah.
He's right in that movie.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's a couple weird things about this movie. There's a woman who plays one of the ghosts who this is her only film credit.
Yeah.
Ever.
She decided, well, I think this and like the young boy ghost. It was like, they just like, nah.
He didn't even have a picture on his IMDb page.
They're just like, you know what? No, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
This is not for me.
I hadn't seen this movie in quite some time, and I know that was the same for you.
Yeah.
And I realized, and I think we did an episode earlier on, or some iteration of something where we were talking about guilty pleasure movies.
Yes.
And I may have mentioned this one. And I now have a total explanation as to why I would classify it as a guilty pleasure movie.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because you got to turn your brain the fuck off to enjoy it. There's a lot of things wrong. There are so many things that I didn't pay attention to that like I found annoying and wrong.
Yeah. I didn't want to like point too many of those out, but there were a few of those for me, and I was like, I remember why I watched this one time. I do remember why. And like, I thought it was pretty funny. This was like Roger Ebert's is one of like his most hated films.
Really?
Yeah, for like
Hilarious.
2005 or something like that.
Love it.
Yep.
That makes sense. I bet you. I have a book that he wrote called Your Movie Sucks, which I believe is where YMS Adam got the name of his YouTube channel from. But I wonder, I bet you it's in it.
I would like to know if it is.
Because it's just like every bad review that he ever wrote for a movie up to a certain point.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope that this movie is in there because I would like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually see, because I feel like we're pretty good movie critics, but I mean, sure. Let's take a look at what he has to say.
Him and his his weird jaw cancery face.
Yes. Yeah, he does.
He started to look like like one of those inflatable like bounce clowns that you hit and it comes back up at you, but that somebody poked a hole in the neck of. And then he died.
He certainly did. All true facts that have indeed happened.
Listen, I don't mislead here.
So this movie brings up some points, some important points. I think we should cover. Are ghosts people? Do ghosts have rights?
Do ghosts have? Oh, because they spend the entire movie or most of the movie anyway being locked in cubes.
Yes, yeah. Is that straight up slavery, as somebody in the film suggests, or because like should ghosts really have rights?
Not if they're going around killing people indiscriminately.
All right.
One of the ghosts in this movie's got a body count of 40. I don't think he should have rights.
Yeah, no. I think he belonged in the cube for sure.
He should have stayed in that cube the whole time.
By the way, these cubes, it's more like a rectangular box. Let's be real. They were not. There's just like 6 sides, but come on, a couple of those sides a little longer than the other.
It's like 7 by 12.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more like a rectangular prism. Doesn't really roll off the tongue in the same way.
Not really, no.
You're trying to capture this ghost in the midst of it killing all of the employees that you've hired with complete disregard for their well-being. And you got to be like, get them into the rectangular prism. Quick.
You could have just called it the prism.
Yeah, that's still
boom.
one extra syllable.
Fine. All right. So, yeah, get them in the cube.
Also, some of these fucking idiots probably don't know what a prism is.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to be like an ex-meth head to accept a job where, hey, we're going to hunt ghosts that might kill you.
You really do.
Until I have several of them.
It's that and roofing.
Yeah, it is.
So you're either hunting ghosts or you're roofing.
There's got to be some transferable skills there.
Yeah,
somewhere.
So this movie starts. Yeah, they're in a junkyard trying to catch this ghost because they need 13 ghosts. That's they need 12 ghosts.
They need 12 and then a fail-safe 13
ghosts.
Yeah.
And so they start by like basically chumming for ghosts.
So that was the first issue I had. Where the fuck they come into this junkyard, right, where this ghost has lived and has killed 40 people by just driving them back to the junkyard and murdering them horribly.
Absolutely.
Hitchhikers, people whose cars break down and shit.
Hey man, it's a good spot to do it.
Pissed me off because how do you get to the number 40 without somebody coming to the junkyard and being like, hey, where's all those bodies at?
We'd like to take a look around.
No, you're telling me 40 people's individual families aren't going to maybe wonder, like, why is the car missing and the people in the car? Oh, maybe it broke down and they took it to the junkyard.
Right? And, like, a big part of... at least I'm pretty sure a big part of junkyard is, like, you get to go in there and, like, if like, buy parts to cars.
Yeah, you sure can.
So,
and as per this movie, he's got plenty of parts. Yeah. There's like 1,000 cars here.
But he's also like, he puts the fold on that one guy and like puts him away neatly in the car radiator. Like how are you not finding a body part amongst all these cars?
There's one where he just puts him in the driver's seat and then blood splatters all over the windshield.
Yup.
What janitor are you hiring to clean up that mess?
Exactly.
And he's walking through this ghost after they bring, and this is what I was gonna say is, where are you getting a tanker truck full of blood from?
Yes.
Without raising a single eyebrow.
Also, how many people are donating that much blood?
How
much blood are they really taking out of you when you donate?
Even if it's animal blood, like you're going to a farm and you're like, hey, I'm looking for some blood. And they go, well, I have pigs in the back. If you're looking for meat or whatever, and he's just like, nah, the blood, just that.
Yeah.
You can keep the husk.
Oh, the husk.
Also, I need enough to fill a truck.
Well,
that's the fastest police phone call ever. What are you using that for?
Oh, yeah. We're chumming for ghosts.
Yeah.
Mad chumming.
I guess it makes sense because at that point, if somebody told me that, it's like, okay, what can I do to get this person off of my property as fast as possible? Might as well just give them the blood.
And like, so that not only that, they have this truck full of blood, but it has little misters built into it. In what universe would you need a tanker truck that sprayed the stuff you were trying to transport?
I'm trying to think. Only in the event, like, and it's not one of these, but the trucks that like salt highways in the winter.
Okay.
Because then it's like that thing that spins around off the side, right?
Yeah.
Which would be just as effective at spraying his blood, I imagine.
Yeah, totally.
And subcontractors, they don't ask any fucking questions.
Oh, yeah, no,
I need
no.
your truck for a night. I'm going to probably pay you $100,000 for it.
Here's the invoice. It's due by Wednesday.
Is the blood factored into the quote?
Let's see here. It can be. Let me just do the math real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get this fucking chum ghost, and then he gets folded into the radiator nicely. And
one guy, not yet. They got this fucking cube set up. The guy's name is Cyrus. Who?
Of course it is.
Yeah, that's the most I trap ghost for a living name.
Oh yeah, Uncle Cyrus.
Yeah,
he's the fucking weirdo.
Uncle
for sure.
Cyrus, and that was also funny because obviously Matthew Lillard was Shaggy in Scooby Doo, and I would imagine Uncle Cyrus being a villain in a Scooby Doo episode. Like that's his name. They pull the fucking mask off. Uncle Cyrus.
He was really Shaggy like in this one.
Yeah, he was.
He suggested
got rid of the stoner accent. But
yeah, he was still like, "Hey, let's leave. There's ghosts. Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
And then at one point, he actually shows up in a costume.
Yeah, he does.
And I had to be like, "Is that Matthew Lillard?"
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's Matthew Lillard just in a costume.
It's like the flimsiest fucking costume ever.
Yeah.
Like you could just rent orange coveralls from like a thrift store and then like print off a name tag. Like, yeah, I'm the guy from The Power. And then the lawyer that's there tries to look at it for 5 seconds. He's like, nah, don't look at that too close, please. Like he's trying to get into a bar with a fake ID.
That is, he might as well have a backpack full of red flags right there.
Yeah. And then underneath is like a very nice suit.
Yeah, he pulls it off and he's suddenly dressed very nicely.
Dapper as fuck.
It's like a silk shirt with like a blazer.
You could go to a wedding party like that.
Oh my god.
Nah, I'm going into Ghost Basement.
I'm
Much
changing
to my chagrin.
My entire style. I'm changing to Matthew Lillard and 13 Ghosts.
You should. If you leave the house, you put on the jumpsuit, but at home, nice shirt.
Exactly. So yeah, you got Monk there, main character Monk. That's a little beyond everybody's time, but Monking it up.
I didn't even put that together because it's weird. His head's bigger in this movie than it is in Monk.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about.
Well,
I guess losing your wife in a fire brings a lot of stress fat on you.
Yeah, when you have to downgrade to a small apartment and you're just always tripping over some scooter. Yeah, you're gonna gain that water weight.
So fucking Cyrus has got this cube out and he's like, get the cube in position. Where's in position in this junkyard? Just anywhere. Just put the cube down literally anywhere.
We want the door facing outward. That's all we ask. Don't put it down on the door.
And I just make sure that the blood hallway leads up to it. Mm-hmm. Those are the only criteria for this.
It's a dumb ghost just walking right into a cube like that.
They got first before any of this happens. Also, he shows up in fucking Cruella DeVille's car from like
he
so you
really
got a
does.
truck and you got 2 SUVs and then you got the guy looking to steal 101 junkyard dogs.
Oh my god, yes.
If you told me that's what he was there for, I would have believed you 100% based on the vehicle he drove up in.
2 henchmen just with like weird noses and those like old-timey English caps on.
And he's playing fucking, so he's chumming that junkyard.
just chumming hard.
And starts playing like slowed down Latin verses in order to draw this ghost in, which, I mean, what happened to a little bit of Barry White? And so he's standing up on these cars and he's just yelling, "Come!" at this ghost. It's like the worst date ever.
Oh my god. Imagine if that's all Ghostbusters was just like, get over here!
Come!
You fucking ghost! Get in this box!
No wonder that library ghost is so pissed.
Oh,
getting taken advantage of.
Yeah, well, I mean, shh. That's what she said. She said shush. That was the whole thing.
This is the first ghost we see in the whole movie. It's the 12th one in the list. I don't know why they saved the hardest one for last, but it seems like they did. They got this, and they got this giant fucking Ving Rhames with a bunch of nails in them called the Hammer, which I took to calling him Hammerhead Dark.
Whoa! Oh my.
Because that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I didn't have any other good nicknames except for that one.
Okay.
He's Hammerhead Dark forever.
Hammerhead Dark. Okay.
And I don't know why, but Cyrus just put all of his employees in between this ghost called the Juggernaut and the Cube. Like, hey, kill everybody I've hired, please.
Well, maybe that was his plan. The whole like, hey, here's the bait. I know how you like to put away your folded laundry. Well, do that to my employees.
Save that for later.
Come get in this box.
Fucking no dryer sheets in sight. It's going to be staticky as fuck when you pull that body out of there.
Oh my God. That's probably my favorite kill of the whole movie is just, it's that.
The guy gets folded in.
Yeah.
Nicely.
Yeah. That or like when they put the bend on Shaggy.
They do it's the same guy too.
Yeah.
It's the same ghost.
He's got a thing. He likes to bend.
He does. He really likes to bend and rip. There's a scene as this juggernaut's going toward the cube where he picks up a guy and throws him. And one of his colleagues, as he's being thrown through the air, just like gingerly pushes his body out of his way so that he can keep running away. Like the most selfish shit.
I would do that though. That's something I would do.
They all got the glasses on, the special glasses that let you see ghosts. The second I see that thing, I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah. I didn't even want to wear the glasses because
all this fucking yeah.
I feel like the glasses are going to show me more ghosts I don't want to see.
Let me just not see it coming.
Yeah, for real. And that's like that's the intro to the movie.
Yeah. And then you're treated to one of the most depressing audio-visual montages in any movie I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, because you hear a lady burning to death.
Yeah, and then her family being incredibly upset by it. And then just, we pan over to fucking Monk, whose name in this movie is Arthur.
Yeah.
Which he's a math teacher, of fucking course he is, with that name.
Yep. Well, he looks like a math teacher. He's got the math teacher look.
He does. But I expected him to be wearing tweed the whole time.
Before we go any further, do you want to spoil the whole movie in less than a sentence or two? You got a good one?
Yeah, hang on. It's fucking. I call attention to the fact that it's Shaggy from Scooby-Doo right in there. Shaggy and the gang spend a night wishing a baker's dozen worth of ghosts were just groundskeepers in Loch Ness Monster costumes.
I like it. I didn't write mine down, but mine was something along the lines of Monk finds out that inheritance ain't worth the squeeze.
They go into the room and he's like, I have nothing. I'm a shitty math teacher. And you know how much teachers get paid in the United States, about the same as a postal worker, which I guess probably less than, as a matter of fact. And so I can't afford this house that's being given to me by my old creepy uncle's estate.
Yeah, but you know what? I got this live-in maid I'm going to continue to support. Let's live in the tiny apartment.
With 4 people in that horribly small apartment.
Why is he complaining about how little he has?
You don't even need to hire a maid for an apartment that small. That's 30 minutes of cleaning.
Fire the maid. You're going to save so much money.
Crazy money.
Hey, sorry, times are tough. You get it, right? You've seen my underwear. Times are tough.
You've seen my underwear and the fact that I'm constantly sweating from stress.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And then the lawyer's like, "Don't worry, everything's paid for."
I don't.
Maybe financially.
Yeah.
Not spiritually.
No.
You're going to pay a heftier price.
Traumatically.
Than the property tax on this building.
Yeah. It's going to be a whole mess. So his son's, I don't know, he's like recording like either a news show, but I think he's like, it's just a death count. He reads the obituaries and the news, and he just records himself reading these horrible things.
He looks for like murders and mutilations in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And so he just, and then into a tape recorder so he could play it back at midnight or something.
Yeah.
Like a creepy kid.
Of course. Well, look at him. The kid's creepy looking.
And such a good nanny too. Like, make sure that this child, who's probably like 6 or 7, knows exactly what the word decapitated means. Yeah.
Oh, there was like a weird part where she was trying to teach him to spell suffocate as well.
Yep, she sure was. And it was like a trivia game because he was like, I won!
Yay, suffocation! Yeah. No breathing! Oh, Jesus. My favorite line out of the movie, I think...
First of all...
there's a good couple, but...
Matthew Lillard has all the best lines in the movie except for one.
Except for one.
And that's Maggie's.
Okay, are you sure? Because I thought the young child being like, hey, tell her that keeping a record of death is healthy, because she's being a slut about it. Yeah. I thought that was... He just...
That was one of the good ones for sure.
Just drops that hard, like, hey, she's being a slut about this. She's being a real slut.
Real slut, my sister, who is a fucking adult. Clean the house yourself.
Yeah. Literally, she is a year younger than the person who's supposed to be her nanny.
She's within... Yeah, she fucking is. She's like the fucking second oldest person in this whole movie. All like you get to see her having fun with the son's names. So this is Kathy and Bobby now outside in the backyard for like 10 seconds, swinging them around like a flail. And then she's just a bitch until she learns that she's going to inherit money.
Yeah.
She's super mean and fucking... Yeah, there's a part where the dad trips over Bobby's scooter.
Oh my God.
And then she goes, well, maybe if we had a bigger house, this wouldn't be a problem.
This is a fine apartment. Why are you complaining?
And your mom just died.
Yeah.
And look at all these bills I have that are past due.
Yeah.
Don't bring up the fact that the house is small to me.
You were there. The old one burned down.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, like, get a job. How old are you?
Yeah, get a job.
Oh my God. But he trips over that fucking scooter and he's like, this is the third time this week. Pick it up. It's your fault at that point. If you keep tripping over the same scooter.
Yeah, keep an eye out for the big extreme sports fucking apparatus.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And it takes up like 10% of the floor. It's not invisible.
Well, maybe if they didn't put their kitchen table so close to the wall. I don't know. I'm not here to design the chi of their house, but their chi is cha for sure. It's all cha.
First thing to go back a little bit that I noticed about this movie that pissed me off. Matthew Lillard, our introduction to him is that he's a ghost psychic who touches a surface. Doesn't have to be a person. He just has to touch anything in the environment if there's a ghost nearby, and he gets to see their entire like history of how they were killed, how many people they've killed since then.
Must be nice.
And then, so like, there's a part where he takes a glove off to do that at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie, people touch him through all of his clothes, and it works just fine. So it's not like that fabric stops him from having a fucking seizure flashback.
Yeah, no.
The rules about his like being touched and touching things are super nebulous.
I feel like he was just being like, hey, I got the hand right here.
Yeah.
Like hand models, like when they and like I'm probably dating myself here, but was it Of Mice and Men where the dude always had his hand in a Vaseline glove?
Yeah. He's trying to keep that hand okay.
I feel like that's what I feel like that's what's going on here.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh my God. And yeah, so he's you know, he wants to be the only ghost guy. So yeah, of course he's got the special glove on his hand.
He's got to have the best ghost hands.
He's like the Zach, what's his name? The ghost hunter, how he just dresses up like, yeah. You know how he dresses up like a goth? and he goes and looks for ghosts.
You gotta play the part.
Yeah,
you
it's
gotta
like that.
Play your role.
It's like that. He's like, I got the magic touch right here, golden glove. But then he just forgot it for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, he just stopped wearing them.
Yeah.
I'd be in a bubble is my point.
Yeah.
I'd be in a fucking bubble constantly. Stay away from me in the bubble. I'm not touching nothing.
I thoroughly enjoyed the part where the dad was trying to Tony Shalhoub, monk, was trying to help him up. And he's just like having flashbacks. He's like, stop touching me. But he just keeps trying to get him.
Are you okay? Hey, are you all right?
Let me rub that back. Let me rub it.
You didn't start having these seizures till I touched you. I'm going to keep doing it. Am I helping?
Oh my God. I forgot in the little montage where you hear like his wife burning to death. Like her name is Jean.
Yeah.
But it sounds very much like he's shouting, "Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Jeez.
My wife.
Ah, jeez.
Darn it."
Yeah. Oh my God.
Half her face. Come on.
And do you think Dunkin' Donuts paid for the plug?
Quick one.
They're like, hey, they found a decapitated body behind that Dunkin' Donuts.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes, "I love Dunkin' Donuts."
Yeah, great.
That's what I think of when I hear about a decapitation. Eclairs?
America runs on that shit. Eclairs and decapitation.
What's that filling? That jelly filling?
Sex, drugs, and donuts.
Well, it's one kind of white powder.
So yeah, I mean, like that's a pretty good plug. Made me want some donuts.
Yeah. This lawyer shows up at their fucking place.
Looks a lot like David Bowie.
Yes, he does.
I
didn't put that together, but yeah.
Like, is that David Bowie? How old's this movie?
There's no way David Bowie would play a lawyer in a movie.
This is like 80s David Bowie. What the fuck?
Their mouths are different. I think that's the main... difference between the two.
Yeah, and the eyes, but it was. I feel like I've seen this guy in other movies, but I'm too lazy to go and look on the IMDb page.
I think he's some kind of also a lawyer or representative of some kind of some TV shows as well.
Why not?
Like I could see him in fucking Law and Order or something like that.
I could see him being with the blonde hair and the blue eyes and all. Wait, did he have blue eyes?
I don't remember.
I was just thinking like he just looked Aryan.
He did. I was far too concerned with looking at the inside of his head once he got split in half by a door.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
And that is where my favorite line, or one of the only good lines that's not Matthew Lillard's in the movie came from, is that after he gets cut in half by doors shutting, when the house starts to shut himself down, later on Maggie goes, because he's not around anymore, did the lawyer split?
I didn't catch that.
Yep.
I didn't catch that at all, but that, love it.
Yeah, dude. I told you cat fights are happening behind us here. He pulls up a video of Cyrus talking about, a post-mortem video of Cyrus talking about this family's inheriting the house here.
And first of all, Uncle Cyrus, totally a guy who would make a fucking video will.
Yeah.
And
with a cigar and his cane visible.
And yes, Cat.
Cats are ornery today.
Yeah, he would, and he would totally make his video will interactive too.
Yeah,
he would totally wait for like a pause and like try and guess what they're gonna say.
I hated that.
Big Uncle Cyrus move.
Fucking, he's just describing a thing. Tells the lawyer to give them the key to the house through the screen, even though he's dead.
Yeah,
and then they're like, "What's this key for?" And he goes, "It's the key to the house." Like, I knew the exact amount of time it would take for them to get confused about this item.
Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, lawyer, how many beats does it take you to pull a key out of your pocket? 1, 2, 3. It's the key to the house.
And then this is not how computers work, especially not in 2001, where, as he's talking, other pop-ups on the computer with just more information.
Love it.
And then, I don't know if you noticed, but it's the lawyer's fucking laptop. And his desktop background just has pictures of people's faces screaming.
I did not notice that, and I wish that I had gone back and looked at it.
If I had fucking seen that on the lawyer's computer that's supposed to be talking about my fucking dead uncle, I'm like, hey, get out.
I don't think you're a legitimate lawyer.
No.
1 second.
And he does such a shit job of being a legitimate lawyer, too. He waits for the first second that he gets to go and try and steal money that's hidden in the house, and he knows exactly where it is.
Oh my god. All right. So I don't know if you picked up on this. So he goes down into that basement to steal that money because he's a good lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what lawyers do.
Well, in a way, they very much do steal money.
And like, I don't know if he's either in on the fact that this house is full of ghosts, or he's very much just a dummy because he's down there like, hey, what's up, kid? How's it going, ghost?
Yeah.
Like,
shitting on these fucking...
Yeah,
so he definitely knows that the ghosts are things.
That, or he's just like, he's got the glasses on, so he's just seeing people in the basement. If
that's the case, then this is the most steeled person on the face of the planet.
I don't know. He seemed very casual, but the way he's like, oh, what's
exactly
people down here? Well, what's up?
Oh, it ain't people though. I can take one look at any of these things and know that it's not living.
Yeah, see, I didn't think he took like a good enough look, but then he's like, hey, nice tits.
He definitely stopped to...
He said that to a dead person.
And then... Yeah, and she's all sliced up, and she's obviously dead, and he goes, what's the matter? Bad representation? If I was a ghost, right, with unfinished business, who died horrifically...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going after that person first.
Yeah, and that's exactly what... So he says nice tits, and then immediately sets off a booby trap.
Yeah, like a fucking idiot. Two of them in a way. One of them gets him. But yeah, he must not have known. So that was the thing that I... sort of figured as like a mental leap in a way.
Yeah.
He picks up that briefcase that's clearly on a pedal.
Yep.
And it activates everything.
Absolutely.
He must not have noticed because the greed was blinding him. He's like, oh, this briefcase definitely has money in it. I don't care what I'm moving around in here.
Yeah.
Weirdly. But I definitely would have been like, why is that weighing that down? I'm putting that back.
Yeah, the second I saw things go and click back up, I'm like, no.
It's a fucking trap from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
He should have brought a sandbag.
he should have just took a couple of the monies.
Yeah, these wads of thousands probably.
But clearly, I don't know why the bag of money was down there. If it was meant to be like they were supposed to be in the house and then find the bag of money, or they were like, money's in the basement, buddy.
2 people in this house care about money. Matthew Lillard, whose name is Dennis.
Yes.
And the lawyer who I don't fucking
William.
know. William, okay. Both of those people, Cyrus must not like terribly much.
Well,
because this whole thing has been orchestrated and planned in a certain way, as you find out near the end, when the chick who comes to free all the ghosts and Cyrus meet up, and it turns out they're in cahoots with each other. My assumption there is that he expected one of those 2 people to pick that bag up first.
fair enough. Okay.
Either way, I'm bringing these people to the house with the lawyer. Somebody's going to know that there's money. I'm going to leave it here to be picked up.
Okay.
So I don't have to be there to activate the shit.
Okay. I figured the lawyer was sort of in on it and he was there to like point them in the right direction and then GTFO.
Yeah, my problem with that is he didn't GTFO fast enough, clearly.
No, I don't think he fully understood the plan. He just, he heard money and then he's like,
Yeah, money in a bag? Cool.
Hallway of Nightmares? All I gotta do is look? Let's go.
Yep, no worries.
This house, by the way, when they roll up on this house, because like they show a lot of, the video will shows like all the pictures of the inside and like it looks all nice.
Yeah.
And they roll up on this like glass box that looks like a puzzle wherein there's literally zero privacy because you can look from one side of the house and see the backyard.
You know, it's fucking funny.
It's just glass walls.
The only place that has a mild amount of privacy is the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because it's got those like glass cube things.
Those
that
90s dentist office partitions. Glass, fogged, weird, distorted cubes.
But that's not good enough.
No, not for me.
I'm not showering in there.
I don't want to see forms of people wandering around while I'm trying to shit because I know they're right on the other side of the glass.
And also, it's easy enough to look from a certain angle and just see dick if someone's in there.
Yeah, oh yeah, you get close enough and it's like a magnifying glass.
The one thing I will say about this house, as per my comment during The Strangers about home invasion, if I were to live there, at least I would feel better about the fact I could see a burglar from the yard.
Fair. There you go.
I'm fucking in the library reading a book and I just look up and, oh, what's that, a burglar? Cool. Good thing I can see you 200 feet away.
Yeah. I guess I'll be calling the police before you get here.
Yeah. Before
That's efficient. I'm gonna be robbed in like 5 minutes. Yeah, he's in the driveway. I see him coming.
He's running, but he's got a ways.
Can I shoot him?
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah, it's all good.
You come get him.
Guess what? Here's what we'll do, right? We'll time your response here. If the burglar gets to my house before you guys roll up, he'll be dead when you get here.
That you're making their job easy. Oh my god. Yeah, this house is not a home. It is very much just a house. It just doesn't look cozy. It looks like it's gonna cut you. Like,
it does.
If you settle into it, like
which it does do.
There's like a sharp edge everywhere.
Don't get too close to the walls. Speaking of rocking up to this house at first and the look of it, I know exactly what's going on right away.
Yeah.
And I go, hey man, maybe I don't want this house.
Yeah.
Not just because of the privacy thing, but who's writing Latin all over the walls?
Right.
If they're not trying to either keep something in or out.
Never read Latin. There's no need for it.
Everybody who reads Latin ever gets fucked up.
Yeah.
It's a dead language for a reason because it's full of dead people.
Yeah. My first thought was I thought he just had like a beautiful mind room where it's just like his written on the glass. I'm like, of course Uncle Cyrus is the type to have a goddamn beautiful mind room.
Of course Uncle Cyrus has paranoid schizophrenia.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at that. Of course, anybody named Cyrus immediately is a weirdo. That's just
yeah, it's true. You own like a shocking number of motorcycles.
So yeah. Then Matthew Lillard rolls up as the
fucking power guy.
But like, I honestly, there was a second I was like, is that?
Yeah.
Because like he was in the movie earlier. Am I supposed to believe this is a different person? And
I don't know where he got like a fully decked out electrician's truck from.
Yeah.
But he just knew what he was doing he put more effort into getting that truck than he did into dressing up as the power guy.
He really did. And then he shows up and he's like, he sees all the glass walls. He's like, huh, What? You guys couldn't afford any walls? But the whole house is walls.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Look at the walls.
They're just made of a very specific material. That was him being in character.
I imagine.
Obviously, because he knew.
Yeah. But
He also he's got the best acting of any person in this whole movie.
He has a little bit of a Shaggy yelp at one point. You hear the voice crack and you're just like, ah.
Well, he's stressing. There's ghosts.
This was filmed before Scooby-Doo was, by the way. This came out before Scooby-Doo.
That's very interesting.
So
they're like, well, you did one ghost movie.
Yeah.
How about 4 more that are hilarious?
All right, here's another fun fact. So, what is it? Dark Castle Films?
Yeah.
Their first movie was the 1985 The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Dark Castle Films, named after fucking Stephen King. It's not. It's Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard, when describing why he's there in the first place, is talking about how the house has knocked out power to everywhere, but he calls it every house in the tri-quad area.
Jesus.
Hey, that's nothing.
You sure?
That's nothing.
That sounds very important to me. It sounds legitimate and important.
I looked it right up. And there's a thing called tri-state area. There's a thing called quad-state area. It's just a collection of cities in a location.
Okay.
Across a couple of states.
Okay.
But tri-quad area is 3 and 4 at the same time. That ain't shit.
Well,
Work on the script.
Look, fooled me. Fooled everybody else.
I'm the only one that was like, I don't know about geography on this one.
I always thought a tri-state area was like wherever 3 states meet, and like you could stand in all 3 states at the one.
That's what I thought it was, and before I brought that over here for the podcast, I wanted to look it up and make sure I wasn't wrong.
Hey man, well, I appreciate you doing the legwork, the due diligence.
Yeah, they fucking shove that key into the house. And everything opens. And then they just go right in.
Yeah, the second that key gets enveloped by the house, nah.
Because of the way it opens up?
Yeah.
Oh, this is all on gears, levers, and pulleys that are invisible to me right now? I can see myself getting stuck in here right away.
Yeah. By the way, how am I supposed to get a good night's sleep when all I hear is mechanisms ticking and clicking away in the house?
You're just living inside of fucking Big Ben.
Yeah, the house is constantly winding. And it's like,
it winds all the time.
Can the clock not tick for 6 hours?
I don't know how, like, I'm hearing levers, like, just chunk. Oh, what's fucked up?
Oh, boy.
3 a.m., nothing should be moving.
I just heard three walls adjust. What's going on down there?
Somebody's adjusting the walls.
These walls don't need adjusting.
So, like, this is a fucking, and to skip ahead a bit, fucking, you know what? I'm not even gonna. I get pissed right away.
Okay.
Because, hey, Arthur, we've got some papers to sign in order to sign this house over to you. And then Arthur's like, all right, my family, stay right here. Because you just watched those doors open automatically, and don't move, because they might close elsewhere. That's a good enough reason for me to sit still.
Yeah, it's called respecting your elders.
Yeah, and so, like, Arthur spends his whole movie being neurotic as fuck, and I immediately understood why nobody in his family listens to him through this whole fucking movie.
Well, yeah.
They don't ever, until they either get kidnapped or almost killed.
Half this movie is him being like, well, where are my kids? By the way, how do you lose kids in a house where you can look and go,
there's every person.
yeah, I can see through every wall, and I can see silhouettes shitting. Like, how do you lose kids in this house? How big is this house? It must be huge.
The best nanny in the world can't keep track of a 9-year-old for 10 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know who called her the best nanny in the world. That might be, you just might be thinking that.
No, I just, guess what? You're fired.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying.
She quits at the end of the movie. Nah, on the spot.
Yeah.
When they're fucking in the bathroom and she goes, he used to be with me. Guess what? Terminated.
Yeah, you lost my child in the Latin house?
In the
Latin fun house of horror?
Yeah. And it's so much is that, like, immediately I was like, if I'm walking through this house, I'm walking into walls.
Oh yeah,
imagine
for sure.
Imagine being drunk in that house and trying to find the bedroom.
Oh my god, a big bonk.
Yeah.
Bonk. Where's the door?
And then eventually you just go to sleep on the floor.
And eventually the house shifts and...
Yeah, it's...
By the way, I mean,
I'm stuck in the study for a weekend.
I like the way we did Cube, a movie about a building that shifts. Mm-hmm. Another building that shifts.
Yeah.
Keeping it light, keeping it shifty.
The other movie that I had recommended last week for this week's was House on Haunted Hill, which is also a building that shifts.
Oh my God.
And they're both movies, and it's fucked up actually because I was looking it up. These two movies, and I didn't know any of this when I put them both as options, they are extremely similar. In a lot of ways.
Okay.
Yeah. They're both based on books written by the same person.
Yes, they are.
Didn't know that. They both trap the people inside until the ghosts get them. There's ulterior motives from both main characters who orchestrate bringing the people in the first place.
I think they were both done by the same company as well.
I believe so, yeah. So that's just fucked up.
Yeah, well, I mean, that, yeah.
And a lot of similarities in the story, too. Like, there's a Matthew Lillard character in House on Haunted Hill as well.
Is it actually Matthew Lillard?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
I know he's in other things, but I can't place him in anything else. It's like old ass TV show or music video or something, but equally neurotic guy who shows up to let people in and wants to get the fuck out of there right away.
Fair enough.
Like it's the same personality type.
Okay.
And he's also got all the answers. He's the only one who knows about the ghost beforehand.
Son of a bitch.
Like, so he's the only one who can explain the situation to the characters who are oblivious.
Okay.
It's kind of funny in a way.
Yeah, I didn't think you did that on purpose.
No.
If I knew any better, I would be accusing you of doing that on purpose.
Fucking yeah. And this is essentially a giant puzzle box.
Yeah.
That moves around.
With ghosts in it.
Yeah. I don't think there's any ghosts in the cube.
No, there's just traps.
Yeah.
But if you replace traps with ghosts, you've got the same movie.
There's also traps in 13 Ghosts. One chick gets crushed to death in between two walls.
Yeah, that was a good one. Apparently that scene was a lot more gory, but they cut it. And I don't see why they did that.
No, and it's really, like, getting squished is probably the most painful way to go ever.
Oh my God, yes.
You just got to feel everything break into you. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to think about it while it's happening. So yeah, in this movie, you need special glasses to see the ghosts.
Yes.
They've got these glasses that they've invented. They let you see the ghosts. In the original movie, when you went in to see it in theaters, you could only see the ghosts in the movie if you wore glasses.
That's fucking sick.
I don't know how they did that, or if I misread that, but that seems like it was like a 3D glasses situation, and you could only see the ghosts while you were wearing them.
There is a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but in it there is a witch who transforms from a regular looking human being into a horrible witch.
Okay.
And they didn't have CGI back then, obviously. So they had to figure out a way to get that to happen while they were filming in fucking 32 millimeter black and white. So what they did was they changed a light filter on the actual physical lights from red to blue. And so the blue light on the camera picked up her witch makeup. And the red light just picked up her human makeup.
Oh, that's cool.
So maybe they were like 3D glasses and they had the scenes with the ghosts or the ghosts painted and made up in a certain way where it was only visible in one lens.
That could be.
Bam.
That's some wild stuff.
Dude, people from the past had to be geniuses to get good things done.
Yeah, they did. I just would have been like, we're not making this film then.
We're just going to cut away and cut back. Fuck it.
Yeah, if you can't do this, it's just done. We're done.
Yeah, fuck this film.
Everybody go home.
Buster Keaton is a national treasure because he was the only one willing to jump in front of a train, literally.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh, times were different. Now we just CGI everything. No man, no train tracks.
Yeah, nothing.
Just desert.
Yeah, just wetness.
Everything
wetness.
Everything is a shot of the desert, and then all the shiny wetness is added in later. That's every movie.
Everything in the future is apparently moist.
So the lawyer goes down and he insults all these ghosts, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, nice tits," and then he comes back out, and the ghost is out, and he's like, "Oh, hey." It was just lawyer humor. Saying tits is probably the most hilarious thing you could do in like as a lawyer,
like
or
in court.
Yeah, just like, hey, what's up, tits? And then like the lawyer's like,
may it please the court, tits.
Yeah. Yo, you must see that evidence. Titties.
If the glove don't tit, you must have quit.
If the tit don't tit, you must have tit.
That woman's poor tits were so mangled too.
Oh my god. Oh, and then so the glass door slices them in half.
Yeah, it does.
And then like it looks very much just like an IRL CT scan.
Yeah, it does.
You see like his eyes and everything.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you read into the trivia page.
I read some things, yeah.
Did you read probably the best fact about that whole thing?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, here.
I didn't write it down anyway.
Let me lay it down on you. That the lady, the nude, the angry princess, as she's called.
Yeah.
Played by an actress named Shauna Lawyer.
This fact. Yeah. This is the best fact.
And then so she like causes this lawyer to back up into the door that like slices him closed.
Yeah.
And then she's Shauna Lawyer. She's shorn a lawyer.
Oh my God. That's not the one I thought.
Oh, that's not it?
No. It's a similar fact about that angry princess, though.
Okay.
The woman who plays that angry princess only has one acting credit.
Mm-hmm. Shauna Lawyer.
Yeah. She's shorn a lawyer. Oh my God. There's a couple funny things like that. Coincidences that were like written into the script. She routinely gets confused in her performance with a porn actress.
Yes.
So there was, and that had to be debunked. And the way they debunked it was being like, nah, that actress you're confusing her with was in the porn parody of this movie.
Yes.
Called 13 Erotic Ghosts.
They weren't really swinging for the fences with that name.
No, and they routinely don't, which I've found. I don't know what it is with like porno parody titles. And it's like, we're just not going to try. You know what this is.
Yeah, you're not even, you're just looking at the pictures on the cover.
Yeah. You're like one false move short of just having fucks a lot in it. Just right in the title. So I wrote down the actual plot synopsis.
To the porno parody.
To 13 Erotic Ghosts.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to hear that.
Because I almost pissed my pants. Investigators arrive in a burned down girls' school to check if the rumors of ghost appearances are true. With their special goggles, they can see that the ghosts are constantly engaging in lesbian sex, which makes everyone horny. Right there on the IMDb.
Oh my God.
That's the official plot synopsis for 13 Erotic Ghosts.
So that probably took like 30 minutes to write. They probably finished this movie like, hey, wait a minute, let's put some boners in there.
Yeah, with my special goggles. I like which makes everyone horny. Just matter-of-factly.
I feel like
put the goggles on, well, I'm horny.
I feel this change about me. My horny levels increasing. I can't control my hardness.
This is Dragon Ball Z version?
Yeah. It sounds like something Adam Skinner would write.
I had that literal thought.
And I'm going to ask.
That's a summary to a book he writes.
That for sure. For sure.
Fuck's sake. Maybe, you don't know, maybe he wrote that. Maybe he's the one who wrote and directed that.
Yeah, maybe he's living the secret undercover life.
The fucking the Kathy chick in this, her name is Shannon Elizabeth.
Yep.
And she has one of the best lines. She's also in a Scary Movie.
Okay.
And she has one of the best lines in that movie. And I cannot remember it now.
Oh.
And I need to.
Okay.
Oh yes. So in that movie, her for anybody who hasn't seen Scream, there's a sheriff deputy who's like a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
So in Scary Movie, they just made him somebody with a mental handicap.
Doofy.
So there's a scene where Shannon Elizabeth and Anna Faris are having a sleepover, and Doofy comes into the room and says something to the tune of, I told you not to disturb me while I'm cleaning my room.
Yes.
And then Shannon Elizabeth says, yeah, and Mom also said never to stick your dick in the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Which, that's what he's doing every time he brings a vacuum cleaner out in that movie.
Oh my God, that's the only part of that movie I can ever remember. Holy shit. Oh my God.
She also has the best death in that movie because she's just a sarcastic bitch the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like chirping Ghostface like he's useless.
Yeah.
While she's getting dismembered.
Yeah, it's just stabbing her.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, we get the lawyer death. But then, like, okay. If you were to encounter some stairs in a home that go into the basement, and what you hear is like, hey, what's up? Come on down here. What's up, bud? Come on down.
My 9-year-old ass is running so fast and so far away from that ginger whisper.
Yeah, if I can't see what's beckoning me into the basement, no, I'm not going in. No.
Here's another thing. They sort of subtly hint that the only reason he can hear that is because he's got the tape recorder.
Okay, yes.
But then at the end of the movie, the whole family gets to hear dead mom.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the tape recorder anymore at that point.
Well,
but throughout the rest of the movie, that's the only time that you hear any of the ghosts speak.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It does.
Until the last part. But
I didn't really
power of love shit probably.
I didn't really think about that, but I kind of put that together because he bumps into something and he drops the tape recorder.
This is what I was gonna. So that's me in this house every day. I don't even have to be scared and running away from a bound woman in order to run into walls.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm running into every one of those walls.
That's what happens. That's what you get when you have glass walls.
My nose is broken constantly in this house.
Yeah, you're it's not even sleep apnea anymore. It's just your nose is so deformed
so
that
fucking mangled. I can't breathe when I
there's
sleep.
just like a kazoo up there constantly. But yeah, so this kid,
this kid's an idiot.
Despite hearing his mother's voice being like, "Don't come down here."
Which, how are you not going to know what your mom sounds like?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and as soon as I heard, like, hey, because she calls him by name, I'm like, oh, that's the mom. Here we go. Did they burn down the house and kill the mom? Is that how that went down?
Oh,
because they needed the withered whatever, the withered mother or whatever.
Lover.
Yeah, they needed that. So were they like, you know what? Let's burn that house down.
They don't talk about how the house burned down.
No.
I realize. Interesting.
But they also like at the beginning, Cyrus dies while they are trapping the juggernaut.
Yeah.
And they show him like with his throat cut with like something like right here.
Yeah, it's like a piece of a car.
Yeah.
Has almost cut his whole head off.
And then it's like right to decapitated body found behind Dunkin' Donuts. So I was like, oh, did they just like chuck his body there? Is that the respect they gave Cyrus? Just fucking dump him.
Well, no, but
yeah,
I can understand why you had that thought at the time.
Yeah, like I wrote that down. Like, oh my god, Jesus. But yeah, so like, did they burn down the house in order to create that ghost?
That's a great question.
Or do you think it was just like happenstance? They like read in the news like, oh, somebody perished in a fire.
Well, at one point in the movie, Cyrus says greatness requires sacrifice.
Yeah.
So, and also like, you could just burn down any house.
That's fair. You really could.
Why would you choose that one? So, and like they're related. That's his uncle, right? So if he hears, oh, your wife got torched in a fire and you don't have anything bad going on in your life as far as your family, oh, this works for me.
Yeah.
Let's go get that dead wife.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe that is...
But like Matthew Lillard said that he didn't know that it was them.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you not know that? You just go to the charred remains when they're not around, I guess.
I guess so.
This is a burnt down house that I know about somehow. Don't ask much.
Yeah. He just doesn't ask a lot of questions.
No.
That's why I like him.
Yeah, and you're motivated by money, and obviously you don't get along with regular people because you can't ever shake anybody's fucking hand.
Yeah. Another really good line in this movie is just the kid explaining to the lawyer that his mom's all burnt up and dead. I forget how he says it, but he says
That's
it really...
basically what he fucking said.
Yeah, he's just like, nah, my mom's fucking crispy.
Yeah, he says something like, my mom burned to death in a fire.
Hey, welcome to my house. Yeah, my mom...
Right away.
Dead in a fire. Let's go.
Oh,
want to know more about me? I shit the bed.
I don't know how to put on my toys.
See, and they're in the... What do they go all to the basement. There's so many ghosts.
There's fucking ghosts.
There's a chopped up
everywhere.
body ghost, and there's that was a
motherfucker's just on the wrong side of the mafia. It's like,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. He played by a double amputee.
Yeah, awesome.
They just digitally removed his head.
Another good movie that has a double amputee in it. Dawn of the Dead. the Zack Snyder version.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good crawler.
It's a guy, they're in the parking garage, and he fucking monkey bars across the fucking trusses up top and jumps on someone's shoulders with no legs.
Shit. Yeah. All right. Okay. Then we're gonna have to watch that at some point. I don't remember that at all.
There's actually a couple amputees in that movie. There's another guy who had no arm. But they make good zombies.
Yeah, they do. There's less digital work to be done. And you're creating jobs for people.
And you can do such a bad job with CG. Like, I don't know if you saw the Batman Superman.
I did.
But Henry Cavill's mustache was CG'd out afterward.
Yeah, it was.
And it makes his lip look like dough that needs to be kneaded.
It's really bad.
It's for some reason so fucking soft and smooth, and there's not a pore to be found.
Oh my god, it's so weird. I remember that now that you mention it.
I refuse to watch it because I wouldn't be able to do anything but look at that.
Yeah, no. Ugh. Yeah, so they're in the basement, and like Matthew Lillard's like explaining to somebody finally who's half listening that there's ghosts. Like, I think they're looking for the kid. They go down in the basement to find the boy.
And he goes down with Maggie at first.
Yeah.
And I believe it's just them. Actually, no, he goes down by himself, realizes that the ghosts are down there.
Yeah.
And then comes up upset about it.
Yeah, but then...
Which, yes, be... And yeah, that's when he fucking Monk's trying to sign the papers, and he comes in a tizzy.
Yeah.
And then starts saying this shit. And let me tell you, if somebody comes up from the basement of a house like that, looking like they just were attacked by a bear, and starts talking about I'm fucking spirit hunter with your weird uncle. Look around at all the shit he's collected. He's the weirdest guy on earth.
Oh yeah.
And we got ghosts. Guess what? I believe you 100% right away.
Yeah, the second the lawyer's like, oh yeah, your uncle collected a lot of stuff. I'm like,
I'm so many fucking
not
things.
Interested in it. Where is it? Get it out of the house.
He collected a lot of things. And just in the tone of your voice when you say that sounds like there's some things I don't want to know about.
And then, Matthew Lillard comes up. I used to hunt ghosts with your uncle. And he's like, goats? Goats? What are there, goats in the basement? Delightful. No.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, he comes up and he's screaming about the ghosts.
Monk doesn't take him seriously until the house starts to close up around him.
Nobody takes him serious. Every movie there's a scientist and he's like, hey, come on now. We shouldn't.
These glasses that are weird, I know exactly how they work. Oh, you're instantly credible now.
Yeah, no, there's like, what are you, a scientist? Get out of here. I don't believe in no ghosts.
I know absolutely nothing, and it's weird, but I'm not going to take the most educated opinion here, obviously, for serious.
Yeah, the second I would have heard him clarify ghosts and not goats, out.
Bye.
Okay, well, they're in the basement. I don't want to be in the house.
And then he's such a dick about it, too. He's like, boo, ghosts.
Well, he had to clarify.
He says wraiths first.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
he says something else. Oh, what does he say? He says wraiths? I think he says...
PK Energy, which is such a Ghostbusters fucking reference.
Oh my god. He said there was another one.
He goes through a couple.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Phasmophobia. I was like, I know what that is. Phasmophobia. And then they go back in the basement to look for this kid. At this point, have another kid.
Yeah.
The house is shifting and there's horrible things.
Yeah.
Have another kid.
Matthew Lillard is shitting at the top of those stairs.
Yeah.
Please come down and help me look for my kid, though.
Yeah.
Nah.
And like, again, how do you lose a kid in the basement? Look down. Do you see him? He should be down. The floors are glass. Look down.
It's directly below the house.
Yeah, like, first of all, like the second you walk in this, you look down and you see glass floors and you see containment areas that look like prisons.
So just stick the glasses on and just look down from the main floor.
Yeah.
What's that, a ghost right there, obviously?
Seems like monsters and boogity woogities. I'm out. So they go down to the basement, and Matthew Lillard's explaining to, I forget who, somebody.
Really, all three of them.
Yeah, and he's like, look, these are ghosts.
But they don't make themselves known yet to anybody except for Matthew Lillard and the lawyer who's dead.
Yeah, but Matthew Lillard makes a point of noting that they all of them, they all do this thing where they wait for you to get real close to the glass.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that they all have a thing like, yeah, we'll just wait for him to.
Yeah, yeah. I want to scare the shit out of these living. I'm so vengeful.
Yeah, they're just doing whatever they like. They can't touch you through the glass, but they're gonna spook you.
So that's when he is alone with Maggie after fucking Arthur suggests that they split up like the Fred Jones of the gang.
Yeah,
and he goes, "Now we shouldn't." Just like Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god,
you know who never wants to fucking split up in Scooby-Doo?
Very Scooby-like.
Shaggy right there.
Yep.
Nah, thanks.
And then he's just leaning up on this glass wall, knowing full well that doors open and close.
Yeah.
And this the hammer guy's behind him, just being a big old hammer guy.
Already he's just upset that the doors are opening.
Casually just leaning like, these are ghosts, but you ever seen a hammer guy? Look at this. But
yeah, so eager to be like, here, check this shit out.
Yeah, like
this thing that'll scar you forever.
Oh, he's got all his weight on this glass that could just shift at any moment.
It could.
Oh my god, that whole time I was just like, he's just leaning there like he's not gonna get ripped up in a sec.
Yeah, there's a couple things like people aren't quick enough to put glasses on when they're in danger sometimes in this movie, and it's like I wouldn't be taking them off until I'm out of there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sharing them either.
No.
Oh,
just trust me when I say there's a ghost right there.
Yeah.
I need to see it because it's 2 feet from me.
Yeah, I'm going to put myself behind anybody who's got those glasses. That's...
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, you don't see much of that chopped up body ghost. And I was kind of hoping you'd see more of that because that one's like... There was a couple ghosts that were a lot more upsetting than the other ghosts. We could go through the ghosts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
There's 12.
There's 12. That's a lot.
You don't get to have the 13th one.
No.
In a scene that pisses me right off. We'll get to that.
Yeah. So you got the firstborn. It's a kid. He's got an arrow through his head.
Makes me mad. I'll tell you why.
What's up?
In the lore. So each one of these ghosts has fucking lore behind them. How they died. And it's all voiced in the DVD extras. They were like little 1-minute clips that tell the whole story of like the reasons surrounding their death, what kind of person they were while they were alive, all voiced by Cyrus, which is hilarious.
Okay.
My problem with the firstborn son is that he died playing cowboys and Indians when he got an arrow through his head.
Yeah.
He was a cowboy. In this movie, he's dressed like an Indian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the headband and a feather.
I didn't notice that. I was more looking at the jutting arrow coming out of his head.
So he's got what looks to be maybe a cowboy outfit on from the neck down, but I didn't understand the reason for the headband.
Yeah,
it should have been a cowboy hat with the arrow going through both.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just like too silly.
So something I thought you were going to say there that you did. So the arrow, the whole thing is that he was challenged to a duel and he brought a toy gun to an actual arrow fight.
Yeah.
But the arrow's coming through the back of his head and sticking out the front.
That's not a duel.
So, yeah, that ain't a duel.
Unless he had the wherewithal to turn and run. But then what an asshole kid.
Right? That's an execution right there. That's what that is.
It really is. Also, how good is this kid's aim?
Oh, right.
Having found a bow and arrow randomly in his
shed. Right in the back of the head, too.
Terribly lucky shot.
Number 2 is the torso. It was a guy who lost a gambling bet and got all chopped up.
Yeah,
he's just like a torso that walks around while there's like a head screaming, like saran wrapped behind him. Yeah. That's the best part.
How do you? So like when you're ghosting it up, right? Obviously, you have to travel from one place to another, which is the thing. Like these ghosts can like disappear and reappear closer or further away sometimes.
Yeah,
and like on walls and ceilings and shit. And there are a couple times where it doesn't make any fucking sense that people didn't get got.
Yeah.
There's a ghost right there, and like you squeeze your way up through a fucking like an access panel for like an elevator wire or something. But I didn't get you that time. We'll try again in a few minutes.
Well, even at the beginning when the I don't know, the kid. What's his name?
The kid, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's Bobby's scootering around down there, and then the bound woman like comes out and jiggles herself at him, and then he's just like, oh, and he scoots away like you didn't get him then either.
No, it's just creeper shit. They feed off fear. Also, he blasts himself into the glass and he like fucking knocks himself out.
Yeah, he's
not gonna get got by ghosts while he's sleeping.
That would have been just like taking life from a child right there.
Either way, it is.
So you got the torso. Mob cut him up. Bound woman was like a cheerleader who was caught cheating by her boyfriend, and And he did his
Boyfriend
thing.
turns out to be a fucking psychopath, apparently.
Yes, indeed. Number 4 is the withered lover. This is the burnt up wife.
Yeah.
Who
Special power of love right there.
walks around with her IV.
Yeah, she's got like 3 bags and the whole fucking wheelie deal.
Roman numerals for 4, IV.
Nice. Oh my God. See, like all these weird little...
Yeah, it worked. I read that in the trivia. I didn't come up with that one on my own.
Very interesting.
The Torn Prince is like a baseball star from like the 50s who got in a car accident while he was racing a greaser. You know, because it was the 50s and everybody was a greaser.
Everybody either was a greaser or the one who raced him.
If you ain't greasing, you got greased.
Yeah.
That's the 50s right there. And then you got the angry princess who was like trying to do a lot of plastic surgery.
And she got all fucked up.
Yeah, she tried to do some plastic surgery on herself, blinded herself in the eye, so she just killed herself. You know how you do.
Yeah.
You know how you do.
You killed yourself in like the dumbest way. Just death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Like that. Just put the knife in your throat.
Yeah, that's like...
Don't lay in the bathtub and open yourself up a bunch of times
At some point, you got to go like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have. Like, that thought had to have crossed your mind.
You know, people jump off the Golden Gate Bridge and they have that thought halfway down.
That's where they poof the umbrella out and land safely.
But yeah, it's like, so you got 40 cuts on you. You think by like 50 or 20, you're like, man, this might have been a bad idea.
Yeah, whoops. And yeah, so she does that to herself. You got the number 7 is the Pilgrimess. She was accused of being a witch in like the 1800s.
Of course.
Or whenever pilgrims were.
Like whenever every woman was accused of being a witch for about 10 years.
Yeah. Number 8 is, first of all, 8 and 9 together. I wanted to see much more of these guys.
Yes. That's what I was going to say.
Show me that baby and mother.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
Yeah. The baby's just perpetually, first of all, it's not a baby.
No.
The mother is the baby.
And the baby is a full grown man.
Yeah. More than fully grown. Excessively grown man.
Yeah. So circus folk.
Yeah.
That's like the main headline there. Circus stuff happens behind the circus scenes.
Yeah.
Circus stuff being horrible circus things.
I don't know what it is with like freak show, sideshow circus people and not being able to eat food properly. Like this guy's just got food all over his fat fucking chest.
Well, his mom's like feeding him with a spoon.
Yeah, open your mouth wider and then close it.
Yeah, you are an adult. But I guess the story is somebody took his mom as a joke and she died in the interim. So he went and hacked them all up with an axe.
Oh, good. He's just a boomer. That's why he's got vomit all over.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. Number 10, you got the Hammer. It's a blacksmith in the 1800s.
My second favorite ghost in this whole movie, there.
Noted down racisms.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to jot down the whole story.
This isn't the only racist thing that happens in the movie. The fact that the hammer exists. Yeah, tons of racism got him hammered up with his own nails.
Yeah, so yeah, he chained to a tree and hammered up there.
Which I'd be pissed at any white person, of which it's 90% in this house.
Oh, God. The Jackal was somebody who was born to a prostitute and again in the 1800s.
This is my favorite one.
You got the story?
I do have the story.
All right.
I don't remember what exactly happened in the interim, but at one point, because he realized that he had extreme mental problems, committed himself to an asylum.
Good on him. You know?
As he was in this asylum, he slowly went more and more insane, to the point where he began scratching at walls until his fingernails came off, chewed off his own lips, which is why you can see his teeth the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Also, interestingly enough, with the hammer, you can see that his front 2 teeth are busted inward. Which is just common beat up stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that makes my teeth hurt thinking about that.
Oh. So they put him in a straitjacket, which he gnawed through with his lipless teeth.
Well, at that point.
And then the asylum burned down after they put a cage on his head.
Yeah.
And he chose to stay and die.
Yeah, well.
If you look like that,
you might as well.
Yep, get it.
Get it. And then, of course, number 12, the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
He's a serial killer.
Better Juggernaut than the X-Men Juggernaut.
I don't know, man.
Don't care.
Well, did you see Deadpool? Because like,
I don't even know if I like that one.
Oh, dude, it's good. Juggernaut and like the Rhino are my 2 favorite.
Oh, you like the Rhino so much? I understand. There was...
I mean, did you see X-Men 3? What are these walls? Pardon me. Right through them all. Oh, no. Or was that Juggernaut?
The Juggernaut in First Class, I think.
Maybe.
It might have been it was either 2 or First Class.
No, yeah, because the Rhino guy's Spider-Man. I think I've got this mixed up.
The Rhino guy is... Well, there's a couple iterations, but the stupidest one is in Spider-Man 2, where Jamie Foxx is a ball of electricity.
Yes.
And you only see the Rhino for 10 seconds at the fucking end. And it's Paul Giamatti and a giant rhinoceros.
I love it.
It's a giant metal rhinoceros, and that's it.
Well, I like Paul Giamatti, so...
Yeah, well, you should. But it pissed me right off. I didn't even watch the movie, but I was mad because there wasn't enough Rhino in it.
That's fair. I'm hoping for like a Rhino movie. I want more Rhino.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
The way that the Hammer attacks people is by ripping nails out of his body.
Yeah.
Trying to use them on you.
Which is really ineffective if the person's moving. You ever try to hammer a nail into something that's on the move?
You're going to get one shot.
You really got to hold that down.
Yeah.
That's got to be an inanimate object.
Unless you're fine with hitting your fingers.
Yeah. That's going to happen. Bound to happen. Yeah, so now everybody knows. Now you know when we mention a ghost who we're talking about.
So a few ghosts in this have like attack gimmicks.
Yeah.
Right? The Torn Prince, I think it is. He's got a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Because he's Jock.
Yep.
Fucking the Jackal uses his nails to scratch the shit out of you, or his nailless fingers anyway to
does
scratch
he
the
ever?
shit out of you.
By the way, there's a scene where he's attacking the oldest daughter, and he tears through her bra without ripping her shirt.
He wants to get those titties out so bad.
He surpasses the shirt and goes right for the bra.
That's all he cares about. It's like, well, you know, if I'm going to be a ghost, I might as well see some rockin' tits. I get it.
I mean, ghost
what do you
thoughts.
have to lose at that point?
Just ghosty things. Just ghosty things.
And then, so, like, what else? I think that was the other thing, too, is that the firstborn son had a bow and arrow as well, which I assume if given the chance he would use to try and kill somebody. You don't really get to see a lot of these ghosts try and kill people.
No,
Just the scariest ones, really.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that torso try and work somebody over.
Yeah,
by
how
like,
do you do that?
Yeah.
Just throw the head, throw your own head at them?
Definitely one where they were like, this is going to be creepy.
Yeah.
People aren't going to like this. Let's give this a little part.
But so like, and then some of them just don't have fuck all. What's the bound woman going to do to you? Shake really close to your body and make you uncomfortable?
That's all she did.
Yeah.
She like puppeted out from behind a wall and like,
Yeah.
And then the boy's like, oh no.
It's just Michael J. Fox. and then what was the pilgrimess there? She's in the under lock and key in that thing that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, exactly.
From that time when it binds your fucking
stocks.
Yeah, she's in the stock. Wait, she can't grab nothing.
Nope.
She's gonna kick you real hard.
That's the whole point of the stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of ghosts that were more probably for show.
Yeah.
Like the baby and the mama. Like, what are they gonna? Well, they pick them up
it's the baby that's the problem.
Yeah, the baby is the problem.
That mom, unless he just picks her up and chucks her at you.
Oh my god, like in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
God damn it. So this house keeps shifting. Ghosts are like letting out. The whole thing is like the ghosts come out one by one, and eventually just somebody shows up, and she's like, "Hey,
here we go.
This is a machine built that was designed by the devil and it's powered by ghosts."
For 20 minutes, this house has been on lockdown. Nobody can get in or out.
Yeah,
all the doors are closed. Where the fuck did she come from?
She came from the most convenient plot hole in the entire movie.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Cyrus is also in the house.
Yes.
And the problem with this is that there's a gear up scene with this woman. What's her fucking dumb name? Did I not write it down? I didn't write it down because I didn't care.
It's Kalina.
Kalina, yeah. Kathy and Kalina, that's why. There's a gear up scene where she's like getting ready to go to the house with the incantations on a record.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. It looks like a film reel more than a record, but that's fine. And she's like packing up a backpack with dynamite and shit. So I can understand somebody hiding out and waiting, but like, what's the timeline here?
Yeah.
Was she just like crouched in one corner of the basement of that house, surrounded by glass with barrier spells on it? Like, oh, I hope they don't see me.
Yeah, she must have just been like under a table or something.
Yeah.
Like, shh.
So she shows up and she fucking saves lives temporarily with flares.
Yeah, that's her whole thing. Is she's got these flares that ghosts are like, oh, a flare. Ah,
They can't stand them.
they hate these flares. Flares. So if you're ever in a ghost situation, road flares.
And this is the second. Yeah, you just crack them. And you hold them up in front of you.
And they throw them at the ghost, and they're like, they just get that flare out of here, and they disappear.
I gotta go back home and regroup because of all that light I just experienced.
But when I come back, I'm gonna be twice as spooky.
Yeah, this is the second character that Arthur doesn't believe right off the bat about the ghosts.
Yeah.
Especially after what has happened up to this point to him.
Yeah, ghosts are attacking his daughter, ripping her up into bits.
His daughter's fucked up.
Yeah, and well, this is a fun special effect. Are you guys in on this?
Is this a haunted Cyrus?
Yeah, so she shows up and she has the exact thing that spooks the ghost off, and he's like, I still don't believe.
Yeah. I don't care enough about this to listen to you.
But
which is a bad mentality to have while you're stuck in the house. Yeah,
especially a house you're completely new to, and this person seems to have the run of it.
Knew how to get down here.
Yeah. But she gets into the house through an opening that, as the house was shifting, became open for her and will never open again. So says her.
Okay.
I would be like, show me where that is. I'm going to stand there and wait.
I missed that line.
Yeah, she's like, I came in through an opening as the walls were shifting. And they're like, well, let's just go. Like, it's not going to, it's not going to open again.
What? Given what happens later on, why would you even bother explaining it?
Yeah.
Never mind that. Let's go.
Yeah, right? Like, God, there is a ghost. There's more important things. We can figure this out later. But yeah, so this house is not a house. It's this machine that opens like a portal to hell.
Yeah.
Or like the eye of hell. Or,
yeah. It's the fucking eye of Sauron is what it is.
Essentially.
It sees everything in hell.
Yeah, and so when whoever controls the eye, is powerful, I guess. And so
whatever the name of that fucking guy from Lord of the Rings who lives in the volcano. Is it just Sauron? Is that why?
Yeah.
So that's who you become. You control the eye and you're that now.
Well, I mean, it's I can see why he would want all these ghosts then.
Yeah.
It seems like a pretty decent gig. You fire the house up and
you just got ghosts at your beck and call?
Yeah.
Who hate your guts. You better hope one of these gears doesn't get a little seized up.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
This machine is run on rusty metal.
Yeah. It's run on rusty metal and ghost power.
Yeah, the maintenance costs alone just to keep everything like greased up and smooth.
I think that the whole point is you just want to run it one time and get that eye open. And then
the eye just stays open. Fuck the machine.
I would hope so, because eventually ghosts are going to run out of power.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to take a nap. I don't know how ghosts work.
Well, Matthew Lillard does say there's different rules for them.
Yeah.
In the supernatural world.
Yeah, maybe no sleep ghosts,
the house maybe shifts in a way and gets one stuck somewhere and it's like, I can't get to the machine to power it. We're fucked.
Yeah. What if? What? Because they have all these incantations on the wall to keep the ghosts orderly, I guess, from just slooping out the back door. And yes,
but the angry princess could take a bath, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. I liked the shot where the daughter she finally finds these bathrooms she's so excited about, because apparently
tries on someone else's perfume with no knowledge of anything.
Yeah, apparently that apartment building they live in had 0 bathrooms, because she's like, oh my God, a bathroom.
She was like, we each get our own, is what she was excited about.
Oh, okay.
I heard that line and I was like, please tell me there's more context than just I'm excited for a bathroom.
Yeah. So like the camera kind of goes through the glasses, so you see that she's not alone in this room.
And it's just drenched in blood, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the ghost gets into the tub and has this bath. And there's this weird scene where the daughter's like interrupting this bath very weirdly without noticing. She's like washing her face.
Well, there's no glasses on her.
Yeah. And the ghost's just like,
She keeps looking in the water, like at the tap where she's grabbing water from and looking up at her like, a bitch.
Yeah. You run in the cold?
I'm in here.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then, there's an interruption before she gets stabbed to death.
Yeah. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because it's not like the ghosts are going to stop stabbing just because somebody banged on the window pane.
Yeah, the jackal certainly didn't.
No.
By the way, another downside to glass houses is just like, hey, I see you in there. Bam, 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 bam. What are you doing in there?
People and ghosts do this.
Zero privacy.
The fucking Hammer's down here like, man, I wish I could fucking this glass would move. I can see you so well through this.
Yeah.
The whole time. Okay, you're not hiding from these ghosts anywhere.
No, there's zero hiding, except if you get in between them and an incantation.
Yeah.
Or on the other side
not even
of
hiding though.
Yeah, no.
Because I can't get to you, but I see you real well.
Yeah, good God. Yeah, I seriously, every time they're like, I don't understand where something is, like, did you look through the glass?
Yeah.
That's the whole time I was just like, it's
just
a glass
mad about
house.
that.
Look around.
I understand getting upset about that. They don't even call attention, like, or try to explain it away or anything.
Yeah, no.
Everybody was in the wrong place at the wrong time when looking for these kids, I guess. How are you kidnapping these kids and taking them to the fucking machine room with nobody seeing you carrying bodies around?
Yeah, those kids went real willingly to like this spot and like, okay, sit on this platform and don't move. Listened to that lady.
Yeah.
Certainly wouldn't listen to their father when he said, hey, don't move. And that would have nothing, this whole thing wouldn't have went down if those kids wouldn't have moved.
If they listened to, dad instead of a stranger.
The second the dad went, nah, I can't afford this, and just grabbed their hands like, we got to go, kids.
Yeah, we're out.
Yeah, that lawyer could have got the money. Hell could have had its whole thing.
How about this as well? Well, they needed Arthur to be the 13th ghost. As
Fair
proven,
enough.
So they have to have a reason to keep him in. A lot of that is really just by chance because his family sucks.
Yeah.
But even just like Matt Dennis comes up from the basement in a panic, and I'll turn to the lawyer and be like, hey man, what's the statute of limitation on this paperwork? Let's come back during the day.
Yeah.
They get there at fucking nighttime.
Yeah, for real. Check into a hotel. See it in the morning.
And uncomfortable things start happening right away.
Yeah.
Let's wait till sun up.
For real.
At least I'll be able to see better in this house.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine wanting to go into a strange house that looks the way it does.
In the dead of night.
Yeah.
With a lawyer I've met for the first time.
Oh my God. But yeah, so this uncle shows up at some point and nobody is like, is this a ghost? Is this not a ghost? And his throat is like slit and blood all over his shirt. At no point, I don't know if that was supposed to be makeup to fool people.
That's what it was.
And he didn't go, get that off of me.
And I had that exact thought. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
It's been at least...
I'm going to explain it.
At least 24 hours and you didn't wipe the blood away.
I'm going to explain exactly why he didn't later on. A bit of a plot hole still, because it means Kalina's a fucking idiot.
Okay.
An idiot. So, one thing that she says that made me mad, where is it? Oh, it's in here somewhere. I don't like that they use a fucking pane of glass as like protection when they're going out to try and find their fucking son and daughter. It's like, okay, yeah, you're protected from one direction.
Yeah, I mean, it was clever, but...
What if they come from the sides or back?
Yeah, what you need is a cube.
Their whole thing is being surprising. Yeah, just get a cube on wheels. I can't find it. Keep talking. I gotta go through these notes and find it because it's a fucking good point that I made and had.
Right, well, so the uncle shows up and they're like, they finally explain that this dude's gotta be the 13th ghost. We gotta get Arthur to kill himself.
Right.
And
because the 13th ghost is and this is why she's an idiot. Don't explain that to him if he's got to be the one.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, this has to happen. Like, you got to die via an act of love by saving your family.
Fair. Okay, so it had to be an act of love?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking like the ghosts team up and just chuck the uncle in there.
Yeah.
And how is that not the 13th ghost?
Because it was a very aggressive murder.
Yeah, it was. By the way, having your uncle diced to bits just 2 feet over your head.
Yeah.
Like, how
Not
is that
phased?
How is that not therapy for life?
It is, let alone the kids in the center who obviously watched a body be thrown at them.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, like not even spattered blood on them. Very clean
they
cuts.
came out super clean on that one.
Oh my God.
I was very confused by that.
So yeah, they at one point the nanny who you don't see for a very long time.
Yeah.
She finally makes it to the gear room and starts pulling on all these knobs and mucking everything up, and the machine has some issues.
The scene in which this happens, okay, this is after we find out that Cyrus is still alive. And I believe the point was in order to incentivize, not Arthur, Cyrus, in order to incentivize Arthur to commit suicide by jumping into the machine. I'm going to walk around with my throat cut still so that you're going to see a ghost of me.
All right.
And this is what you have to do because it has to be him.
What a dickhead.
This is why it's fucked up and stupid that Kalina even explained this in the first place. Because then what does Arthur do? He goes right over and counts the number of fucking ghosts and goes, this doesn't make sense. You must be alive still.
Yeah.
And then he takes the glasses off and is like, hey, it's me.
Well, the thing is like, not everybody even had them glasses on.
That's true.
And
some people are going to see fucking Cyrus just kicking around.
Yeah, like, there weren't enough glasses to go around. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
So some people are seeing him without the glasses and not clicking in.
They're not thinking about that at all. He's just really good at hiding in a place you can't hide anywhere in.
I guess so. It must be.
Because that was my thing. Like, he must have been traipsing around that house, making things happen.
Just tiptoe gingerly through the tulips.
Bobby gets fucking grabbed. He gets picked up off of his feet. It's not a ghost that does it because he'd be dead.
That's fair, yeah.
So it's either Cyrus or that bitch Kalina. And then at what point do you go, okay, I guess I'm safe in your arms?
Yeah.
Because your options are somebody you've never met before and a guy whose throat is bleeding still.
Yeah, for real.
The scene that you referred to in which Maggie disrupts the machine, it's important to note that the same slowed down Latin is being played. And in a stellar display of racism, they make the black woman fuck it up by using the turntables.
So, like, I saw that happen.
She's scratching up a storm like DJ Premier.
Yeah, I heard that, and I had a thought similar to that, and I said, I'm not going to write that thought down. And I secretly hoped that you did, because I definitely was like, because like all of a sudden it's just like, who's scratching the turntables?
Who's doing the remix here?
Who's remixing these Latin incantations? That's a dope.
I didn't know you guys hired Skrillex for this.
Fire remix.
And not it's just her fucking around with a soundboard.
Yeah.
Like goddamn Dr. Dre.
Yeah, and so she's like pulling knobs as well, like much like Dr. Dre would.
He probably pulls a ton of knobs.
Yeah.
Fucks around with the mix. That makes him sound gay, doesn't it? I didn't even put that together before I said it.
It does sound like a very homoerotic activity. I'm not gonna lie.
Pulls the fuck out of knobs.
But yeah, so the machine shuts down and the ghosts get wise to like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be powering this hell eye. I don't know, man. I don't know.
In order for them to be drawn to the hell eye, the machine has to be functioning properly and the sounds have to be playing.
Yeah.
Just a little bit stupid that in order to be drawn to the machine, they have to play the same thing that they played for the Juggernaut to get him to come into the cube.
Yeah.
But the ghosts as they're being drawn to the machine don't have a fucking choice. They get abducted hauntingly to the machine, and then they're stuck there in a circle around it.
Yeah. So maybe it was a slightly different incantation, or it was just like a more upbeat one that had them jaunting.
If that's the case,
had them skipping to their loo.
Use that one when you're catching the ghosts. That way you don't need a blood truck and 15 casualties.
But then what are we gonna? The truck's already got the blood. What are we gonna do? Drop that off at the Red Cross? It's all mixed in there.
Not even fucking ABO, all of it in there.
Oh Jesus. Oh yeah. So in order to encourage Arthur to jump into the machine, they put these kids into the inner workings of this like weird blade system,
which starts with one ring spinning impossibly, and then over time all the rings spin.
That's just bad uncling right there.
That's terrible uncling.
Putting any of your family in danger. That's just bad uncling.
He clearly doesn't give a shit about this family at all.
Oh, he's on the uncle scale of badness. He's a bad uncle.
Yeah,
worst uncle.
Not one you'd want to invite to Thanksgiving. It seems like he doesn't have much of a sense of humor.
No, but he definitely has a blade in his cane, which of course Cyrus would have a knife in his cane.
Yeah,
Cyrus would have
got a blade in the cane. He's got one in the umbrella if it's rainy.
Oh yeah, he's got a blade for every occasion. Yeah. He's got
probably all hidden in things that you hold.
He's got like an old walking stick. It's like a big tree branch. You just snap apart and it's a katana. You know, and yeah, then because like yeah, so they put the bend on Dennis at some point. Shaggy dies,
and he gets
and then
tanked.
And then he shows up at the end, much like in Star Wars, when like who is like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like kind of as a
the
ghost. He's like
in like the swamp or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, hey, what's up? Nice.
Good job using your Jedi powers.
And even Shaggy's like, hey, jump in that machine. You gotta kill yourself, buddy.
You got one chance to save your family.
Kill yourself.
Here's the thing. I don't think that's what he was suggesting.
Because it came very much off like he did.
Yeah. Here's the problem with what he suggested, though. It wasn't. So he's a ghost, right?
Yeah.
In order to save his children, Arthur decides he's got to get to the middle of that machine with the spinning blades, these oscillating blades constantly. Mm-hmm. What's your end goal?
Hold them tight.
We all die.
Yep. Hold them tight.
Together.
Yeah, that's got to be. Well, even at the end, she's like, well, how did you know we would make it? And he's like, I didn't.
Exactly.
You could have said anything. I had a feeling.
You could have been reassuring at all, Dad.
My gut told me.
So
anything you could have said.
Matthew Lillard is super irresponsible in that suggestion.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not there was a way to survive.
Yeah.
The only reason why he survived is because he's a math teacher and he was counting out the fucking oscillations. Fuck you. That
was
thing
he?
is going at the speed of sound.
Okay.
It wasn't just by chance.
Yeah.
He noticed a pattern with when they all stopped spinning at once, and that's when he jumped.
Well, good. Well, he's Monk, the autistic detective. Of course,
enough.
he would see that kind of thing.
He's just got numbers always.
Boom.
So Matthew Lillard, Dennis, is a ghost, which means he can move around this house all he fucking wants because he's now part of the 12.
Yeah.
He doesn't see Maggie about to go into the room and break the machine and go, oh, you don't have to do anything. Just give it like 10 seconds.
Right. Nah. Now, I mean, he does what he can. He does what he wants to.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. So, Maggie's in there breaking the machine. The machine explodes in spectacular fashion.
Oh, yeah.
She's fine.
Yeah, she comes.
The entire house explodes.
It's on fire, broken. First of all, the house is glass.
Yeah.
It explodes. There are shards everywhere.
Anyone who wasn't dead is now.
Yeah, that's worse than a regular house exploding.
Have you ever seen somebody jump through like a window pane and they come out the other side and they're bleeding from everywhere?
Yeah. That would be the next 10 seconds of your life.
Yeah, and the last as well.
Yeah. But the whole thing, like, so the glass wasn't supposed to shatter. Was it explosion proof or was it just bulletproof?
I think it was just explosion proof. He does say bulletproof though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he says he makes a point of being like, this glass ain't ever gonna break.
No,
that glass breaks.
He says shatterproof, and I believe he says bulletproof.
Okay.
He calls it some fucking. This is ectoplasmic carnia glass.
Yeah,
some shit that doesn't exist.
It's been blessed by a priest. I don't think I did the cross thing, and I was hoping that was gonna be the end.
A Latin priest.
Yeah. But then
okay, so this is the thing that pissed me off.
Okay, let's hear it.
About what's her fucking name? Kalina?
Yeah.
Kalima, which is fucking
Kalima.
Indiana Jones. Right again. I think it's Indiana Jones anyway.
It's that Indian thriller. Right at the beginning, he's like, Kalima.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was fucking Indiana Jones.
I mean, that you're thinking of it's kind of is where he like pulls out the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what does he says? It's like I think he does say like Kalima.
Okay, good. So her whole purpose, as explained, is to set these tortured ghosts free.
Yep.
Yeah, you really want to do that? One of them killed 40 people in a junkyard after he died.
Yeah, but it's cruel.
We're just gonna let him back out into the world.
It's cruel to have these ghosts in boxes. These things that you can't hear or see. It's cruel to have these boxes of air.
Right back to your question about ghost rights. There's like 2 ghosts who would deserve rights in this whole house.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are fucking monsters.
Yeah, they are. They're disgusting. But at the end, they all just kind of like get out and it's just like, oh, we're cool with them just wandering off into the woods.
Exactly. Oh, it's all good.
Great.
Groups of murderous ghosts in the woods now.
Yes, perfect. You took them out of the buildings where they were contained.
Yeah.
And now they're roaming through the trees like the wind.
And she's like, I'm here to save you. Yeah?
Well, you just made it worse for the area.
At least.
Thank you.
Nobody's moving out into rural wherever the fuck this is now.
No, I mean, I'm never. British Columbia is where it's filmed.
It's filmed in BC. Didn't know that.
If you are in BC, run. There's ghosts in the trees.
You're never gonna see them because I don't think they make these glasses anymore.
No, they put a recall on those glasses. It's all the ghosts people are seeing.
Yeah, that's worse than mercury and like lead in the fish.
Fun fact about this movie that it goes back to 28 Days Later. Filmed part of it on 9/11.
Oh, did they?
Yes, they did. It was a reshoot day, and the director said it was a weird feeling. They had a moment of silence and went right back to filming.
Oh, Jesus, towers. All right, hang on. Okay, Jackal, take 5.
Yeah. Mama, you want to feed that goop to the baby. Let's go. All right, towers are down. Let's get that goop in the baby.
Can somebody get the nail to attach to this fucking guy's head for a second a little better? There is a scene where when it's fucking Dennis and Maggie in the basement and the hammer's looking around, and you can see one of the fucking prosthetic nails jiggle a little bit.
Oh, that feels... I feel like that would feel horrible, just loosen your skull like that.
Yeah. Just loosey-goosey nail right there. Well, he is taking them out and putting them back in all the time, so I guess it makes sense.
It's kind of like when people stretch their earlobes. They're always putting things in and out of there. Another fun fact, one of the swords in what's-his-face's collection there? Cyrus?
In the library or study or whatever it is?
It's the sword from Highlander.
Oh, shit.
And there can only be one.
And do you know how you become a Highlander?
Well, you throw yourself off the cliff.
Or by cutting off the head of another Highlander.
Okay. I am immortal!
People get decapitated in this movie.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right.
Well, Cyrus does anyway.
Well, yeah.
He's got a Highlander sword, and I guess he doesn't become one. Controlling the eye to hell is somewhat like being a Highlander in that you're extremely powerful.
Well, what if he decapitated the guy behind Dunkin' Donuts before this went down to ensure his immortality?
That'd be good. That would make sense. Also, I guess he'd be in the area.
He just had a Highlander on lock. Like, hey, we need this Highlander. Bring him in.
What's his name? Fucking Chris Roberts or something like that? Anyway.
I could not tell you. That movie's...
Oh, it's like... it's like Chris Lambert. He's got... some fucking Christopher Lambert or some fucking name. That
show and movie are too old for me to care about.
I only know it because my grandfather used to watch the shit out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an episode of Aqua Teen Hunger Force where they meet and they take turns killing each other.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
He's just fucking... He keeps getting, like, shredded by, like, a wood chipper and stuff, and he comes out the other side and he's like, boring. I'm bored of this.
Isn't there's one where it's David Cross and he's the doll and they like chuck him off the cliff.
Well, you think you're the expert? Let's see how much your ass knows about flying.
And he's like, I am immortal. And
I am forever.
Oh my God. All right.
The branch will hold. It's not holding.
That's like the movie. Yeah, it ends with ghosts wandering into the woods, right?
It ends with Maggie saying she quit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she wanders out of the burnt up house. Like everybody's gone. And she's like, all right, I'm done with this.
Fuck this. She's also... when they fucking when they first go to the house, she's like, just so you guys know, Aunt Maggie doesn't do windows.
I would also make that point, though.
100%. That's the first thing I say as a nanny.
Greasy-fingered kids touching all this? Nah. I do the windows from here up for where you kids can't reach.
Bring baby wipes. Always.
Absolutely. You be washing your hands if you're touching this glass.
Yeah. Washing your hands every fucking hour in this house.
So... Death?
Death?
13 Ghosts.
Oh, you were dying there.
Yeah, I was dying.
How is that for you?
Not good. What do you give it out of 10?
13 Ghosts originally was going to get a much higher score than this. But after watching it now, I mean, it's still an entertaining movie if you just shut the fuck up about it. Unfortunately, at this point, especially like for the purpose of this podcast, I'm incapable of doing that.
Hey, that's I got 7 pages right here, and we didn't even touch on like half of it. So
what?
Well, no, like
anything good in there?
I don't know because I write really fast. Like there's bad uncling right there. I made sure I wrote the word uncling down like it was a real word more than one time.
It's a lot of you describing these ghosts.
Yeah, it's just me being like, oh, that was an upsetting scene.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Well, that's just fine. We got through all of mine.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure. So this movie for me, because the entertainment factor, and because Matthew Lillard, and it's not out of irony that I say that he's the best actor in this movie, because it's a very convincing performance for the most part, as like a panicky, neurotic guy who has no friends and he does good, just terrified. Plus, I like him a lot.
He's got a good look for that, though.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. It's his brow line.
It's the fact that he's like a stick as well.
He's got no weight to throw around, so it's not like he's got any confidence anyway.
Yeah.
13 Ghosts gets a 6.5 from me.
6.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I honestly thought you were coming at this with a much higher score.
Yeah, and like from memory I was going to.
Okay.
But that's what it gets. Not enough of the ghosts I wanted to see the most of.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a list of ghosts I wanted to see more of.
Funnily enough, Maggie in this movie, her name in real life is Raw Digga.
Oh.
As in, not the N-word.
Oh, well, no.
But a gold digger.
I love it.
And she has a rap career.
I love it.
Of course she's on the turntables.
Absolutely. That's you know what? It comes full circle.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Bobby and Kathy's acting they were both terrible. I didn't enjoy. The only good acting Kathy has is when she's being torn up by the jackal and screaming for her life.
And I mean, like, how do you not just scream?
Yeah. And subsequently, her PTSD afterward was convincing. But aside from that, her whole job was to smile real wide and go, yeah, for like the first half of the fucking movie.
Fair enough.
And kid actors always suck, so I'm happy Bobby wasn't in this much.
Yeah. He wasn't in.
Also, not enough people die.
No, there was. Well, I mean, aside from the beginning where literally everybody but Shaggy dies. There could have been, for a horror movie, very few deaths,
like
but
3.
There were a lot of boogity woogities and spookawoos. A couple ghosts in there as well.
All 3?
All 3. But yeah, no, for a horror movie, they had a lot of blood. It just wasn't where you expected it to be because it was in a tanker truck.
Yeah.
And not being sprayed with like a blade or anything.
Not a very bloody movie either, despite the fact, like we said, a guy gets thrown into essentially a giant fan blade.
Yeah.
Not too much blood.
No.
It's mostly like head blood from people getting smacked around.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Also, there's like one fuck, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the movie is... Oh, it's an R-rated movie somehow.
Yeah.
Impossibly.
I feel like
This is 14A at best.
They made it less gory so that it wouldn't be...
Yeah.
All right.
So I need to see the extended version. If there's a director's cut with more guts...
I want to see that head pop when the walls compress. The lady who comes in to save him, and she's like... The guy's like, you know what? You're nah.
He says like the rudest thing too.
I forget what he says exactly. Like, Cyrus is just like, I don't give a shit.
Fucking flips the switch that activates the 2 walls that close in. He goes, "You just can't teach some people."
Oh my god!
Like you should know by now. I'm a fucking asshole.
Yeah, for real. he does that the whole movie. He isn't not once an asshole.
No, he's an asshole the entire time.
So the fact that she thought something else was going to come out of that.
Which, I don't know if we mentioned this, but she's essentially his servant in a twist.
Yeah.
She acts under the guise of just to keep the fucking family in the house so that they can die.
Yeah.
Like, she's being helpful. And then it turns out her and Cyrus are working on it together for a reason I don't think is explained.
And then he turns her into a crepe.
Yeah.
He turns her into a person crepe.
Mm-hmm. And doesn't bother rolling it up either.
No.
It's just the flat pastry.
No Nutella, just strawberry jam. Yeah, see, I thought you were going to give it a much higher score. I thought it was going to have a nostalgia rating for you.
It did, but it was overshadowed by how much attention I was paying. So, like, if I were to this is a good movie where if I want to, like, get drunk, I'll watch it and love it.
Okay. All right. I think out of 10... I would give it, like, because it was in that weird, like, the early 2000s where they were still coming up with new things.
Yeah, and a lot of it did at the beginning when, like, they're fucking trying to channel the Juggernaut in. It's like an Evil Dead camera zoom through the junkyard. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There was still, like, some creative stuff going down. So I'm going to give it, like, a 7.5.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know what? No. You know what? No. I'm with you. I'm going to give it a 6.
You're going all the way down from 7.5 to
because
6.
you know what? I think sometimes I realize that like 7's pretty high. That's almost 10.
It's relative. Yeah, it's 70%. That's a pass.
Yeah. And I mean, this movie does pass.
That's a B.
I got a couple scares out of it. A couple times when like they jumped up against the glass and I was like, oh
Yeah,
woo.
something in this. I think it was like Dennis's first like psychic flash.
Yeah.
It got me.
Okay. Yeah.
full on
It's
jump.
pretty startling. All right. Well, yeah, 6, and you give a 6.5.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, it's my turn to choose.
It sure is, and I believe you told me that we're keeping with a routine of theme.
Yeah. See, I liked what you did, where you had 2 movies in mind, both
That were extremely similar, as it turns out.
They're both similar to the movie we watched. I'm going to try and do the same thing and let you choose based on a rough description.
I think I know what one is already, but
Okay. So we can either watch a movie about a house full of ghosts, or we can watch a movie about, it's more so horror science, sci-fi, in the way where it was like, oh look, we got these ghosts trapped in these ghost boxes. It's like a horror sci-fi kind of movie.
Okay. Does it take place in space?
It does not.
Then I'm gonna go with the horror sci-fi. What is it?
Ooh, we are gonna watch From Beyond.
I've never seen it.
You're gonna love it.
Am I?
It's practical effects all day.
Okay.
And if you liked, because it's from
Get it out. I believe in you.
Color Out of Space was by the guy.
Okay.
So it's one of his stories.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, it's been a long
Several
hour.
weeks. Yeah, also that.
Yeah. So same guy. I can't
Okay.
remember.
From Beyond. Now, I believe I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
Oh my God. When I first got Netflix, I was just like flipping through and I was like, oh, this is an interesting cover. And I watched it and then I promptly forgot what it was called. And for a long time, I'm like, I imagined this movie. There's no way.
It's the fetus thing all
Yeah,
over
it is.
again.
And like I tried to explain it to people and they're like, I've never heard of this movie, but
shit.
you're gonna love it.
All right.
So From Beyond, it's from the 80s. It
Sounds like it takes place in outer space.
It does not. It takes place in an attic.
Okay. That's a very small set.
And I'm still trying to remember the dude's name who wrote it, and it's eluding me. And like he wrote Cthulhu. It's that whole thing.
Oh, H.P. Lovecraft.
There you go. It's a Lovecraft story.
I thought you meant the director of Color Out of Space.
No. This is a Lovecraft story.
All right. Just keeping it real with the Lovecraft, eh?
It turns out great films.
All right.
His stories make great films. I don't know about the stories. I'm not going to read them.
I imagine, well, they're quite long, but I imagine they're good. I have a couple of his books.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to summarize them for me, I'll listen.
There are some short stories as well. Well, it's mostly about creeping dread, the fear of going insane, and monsters in the ocean. I don't know why he's so fucking afraid of monsters in the ocean, but boy howdy.
Yeah, he does have a fear of the ocean. I remember reading that.
Who else does is Shane.
I'm going to bring Shane out on a boat.
Oh, he hates it.
Well, I'm not going to tell him we're going on a boat. We'll have to trick him.
There's a name for it too that I just found out about, and I fucking can't remember it, but it's like having this specific phobia that there are giant sea creatures somewhere underwater, in deep water.
Yeah, there's that. There's also like just the fact that there's an underwater. Like people don't even like dipping their head, like with that camera shot where it's like it goes under the water and you see.
That would freak somebody out.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what that one's called too, but if you know, grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com is a place to email. Also throw your suggestions at us for stuff you want to see, because it might make it easier for us to just like pick 2 of them that are similar to movies that we're already watching.
I don't mind doing that at all.
Yeah, suggestions are definitely good because I'm not always going to be able to come up with ideas.
The only thing with that is I don't necessarily want to be limited sometimes.
Oh, no.
So it doesn't have to be a hard, fast rule.
No. Definitely if I can't think of another movie, I'm going to check what people are suggesting. So
fucking horror lists on IMDb. Like, oh, what do we got?
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
Well, I mean, that's a good way to do it. What are you looking at, Kat? So go to darkroastcult.com, listen to full episodes or wherever you want to listen to podcasts. I think we're everywhere.
Are we finally everywhere for the love of Christ?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Sick. Anywhere where you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Grindhouse Movie Club.
And if you've been listening to this chair squeak the entire podcast, I'm sorry. I blame the chair.
You've been hearing chairs squeak and cats meow.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. We're in the catatorium.
We try to keep an audibly dynamic environment here.
Yeah.
One thing I learned about this movie is that a lot of audience members considered it physically painful to sit through.
Yes.
Because of the way that the sound was mixed.
I'm glad I didn't. I just was like, wow, it's loud. I had to turn it down.
Imagine seeing that shit in the theater, though. Just like all these fucking flash, bang.
Oh, my God.
Like scratches and shit constantly.
Oh, that would be enough for me to get up and leave.
I do appreciate that in a way just because immersion.
Yeah.
Like, it must have been a deliberate choice. Like, we're going to fuck with people's ears on this one.
You might as well. If you're making a movie, you might as well get people right in there.
Yeah.
If you don't get people in there, you've made a bad movie. That's how that works.
Exactly how that works.
All right. You have anything you want to end the podcast with?
I always do it. Your turn.
That's my cat skittering.